To English 1320, Business Writing and Communications. I thought I would post this short video to talk a little bit about the course and how it differs from other writing and English courses you might have taken. In this short video, I'm going to discuss how this class is different than English 1010 and other academic writing classes you might have had in the past. We'll go over some of the conventions and expectations that you should expect to encounter during this class, and I'll talk a little bit about how the grading is different than traditional essays. So this class is different because it's focused on real-world documents. In most college-level courses, you're asked to write academic essays, which are really specifically meant for an academic situation. In the real world, nobody ever asks you to write an academic essay unless you're a professional researcher or scholar. In the working world and professional world, though, you will be asked to compose, design, format real-world documents. These could include things like emails, memos, letters, reports, presentations. In this class, we'll be learning how to deal with, to design, to plan, to write all of these types of documents. We will not write any essays. That means that in this course, you will not be asked to meet certain page length requirements, and you won't be using the traditional essay format that you might have learned in previous classes. This class is also going to ask you to write differently in terms of tone and style. If you're used to writing academic essays, you're probably used to expanding on your words, making your vocabulary more elevated and complex, and using complex sentence structure and long paragraphs to help draw out and really flesh out and build your arguments. But business writing prioritizes clear, concise writing over complex verbosity. You will be learning how to hone your sentences, your phrasing, and your paragraphing so that you can write the shortest messages possible that still contain large amounts of clear information. It's a very, very different skill, and just because these messages are short doesn't mean that they're easier. Did I mention we're not going to be writing any essays in this class? Instead, we will be writing short reflective or justification statements. All of the messages and all of the documents you produce in this class will follow the formatting of traditional business messages. Everything will be in a specific channel or medium, an email, a memo, a letter, or a report. But you will often be asked to reflect on the choices you made in the formatting, the design, the organization, and the content. That's because this class and business writing has slightly different conventions and expectations than academic writing. First of all, we really are focused on document-based writing. That means that we are going to be focused both on the formatting and design of the document and the content. Oftentimes, you will be asked to address fictional scenarios that replicate things that you might encounter in the real world of work. These fictional scenarios might ask you to compose messages to specific audiences. All of these will be based on real-world situations involving your supervisors, customers, or prospective clients. You'll never be writing for a general audience of your peers. You'll never be writing for a general academic audience, and you'll never just be writing to your professor. That means that everything you write is going to take careful and thoughtful analysis. You'll need to analyze your audience. You'll need to analyze the context in which the message is being created and sent. And you'll also need to analyze the purpose that you have for writing the message. Again, business writing really revolves around concise and clear documents. So many of the conventions and expectations we're going to be learning this semester are going to be very different and sometimes opposite than what you learned in your English 1010 class or in other academic writing classes. These concise, clear documents, though, still use some of the same skills you've built over your many years of education. You'll still need unified paragraphs, grammatically correct sentences, and responsible research and citation. So let's talk a little bit about grading and what I'll be looking for in each of your messages. First of all, you need to understand that English 13 is a content-based course. We don't just work on skills, but we actually have to learn the content of what goes into each of these message types. You'll be learning both how to format messages, that is, like how we actually design the page and the types of fonts that you use, the types of manipulations, spacing, all of that, and also the content in terms of the organization of the messages. We'll be learning a series of short messages and longer messages. We'll be looking at positive documents and negative documents, and each of those have specific writing plans and specific outlines that you'll need to learn in order to be successful in this course. So if you are the type of student that got through your English 1010 course with ever really reading the textbook, you're going to have to make a change for this class. Because this is a content-based course, you need to learn the content in the textbook. That's what I'll be evaluating all of your documents and deliverables on. Finally, part of your grading will always be based on the justification documents that you'll be writing. In these justification documents, you will be explaining the choices that you made in terms of format and content. These documents will help provide evidence that you understand the content of the course and that you've made the best possible choices for your documents. Remember, in business writing, the only reason people ever write in the working world is because they need to get something done. When we communicate through writing or even through presentations in the working world outside of academia, we're doing so because we're either trying to build business connections, get a job, get future customers, woo certain clients. We're always trying to get something done. So every message that you write in your prospective career needs to be clear, concise, and purposeful. That means that every message for this class is also going to be clear, concise, and purposeful. So over the course of the semester, we'll be learning lots of new things about business writing and business communication. Make sure that you are consistently referring back to your textbook, back to these short videos, and to your Canvas website for the content and information you need to be successful in the course. And if you ever have questions, you can always reach out to the professor.